We're looking forward to this one in more ways than one. Two terrific bowlers with a subplot in this one as well. Jesper Svensson and Kyle Troup won a doubles competition together earlier this year in Maine. They've been trash talking away at each other. Troup jabbing the finger, as you see. And Svensson very calmly and quietly saying, "Oh, you're not beating me in singles." We see this across the world of sport, though. I mean, you'll see professional boxers that are good mates outside of the ring. They will get in a ring and go head-to-head with each other, and it's watch out. But then as soon as it's all over, back being friends again. These two have turned it off for now, but they'll be good mates again tonight. But right now, that is a rivalry, and there is, for Troup as well, the small matter of getting a bit of revenge after he lost to Svensson last night. So there's going to be a bit of edge in this match.
You can't beat a little bit of sledging between two players. Yes, they are friends. I think, as Jesper said, for the next 15 minutes, they may not speak to one another very much. There'll certainly be a lot of bowling and a lot of strikes.
Well, you say they might not speak to each other very much. They might be speaking a lot. There might be a lot of yakety-yak going on. When they met last night, Kyle Troup bowled a 267, which would get you a point 50% of the time, probably, at this level, but not yesterday when Jesper bowled a 289 in a near flawless performance. Just one pin left standing. We thought the 300 was on going into that 9th frame. Didn't happen. And there's defeats, and then there's just sitting back and saying, well, the other guy's on a different planet, and that's where Jesper Svensson was last night. Nothing Troup could do about it.
Well, both these guys, yes, as you can see, the good buddies. They both played 2 singles matches. Svensson's had a 278 and a 289, and Troup's had a 278 and a 267. So there's not a lot between them as such, except about 40 inches of lane, because Troup's the right-hander, Svensson's the left-hander. Let the battle commence.
Important, of course, for both of them to get off to a good start. They'll want to get off with 3 or 4 strikes to put the pressure on. An early spare could really hurt one of these two, have them chasing. USA back in front, 5-4. And Troup, the lead-off man, gets a great reaction on the back end and starts off with a strike.
Yeah, they're playing on the burn. This is the 3rd game on this lane. It will be redressed after it, so they'll be... oil has moved around and transitioned, so it may well be affecting how the ball reacts, and that's how Kyle Troup reacted.
Now, in doubles play, Jesper was leaving a lot of single pins up. Didn't get a lot of luck. Let's see if that's going to carry on here, and it is. Look at that.
Couldn't really see too much wrong with that, could you?
It was the same in the doubles. He was getting good pocket hits, but just leaving corner pins standing, and he's done it again.
Can't be too much reaction in the back end because he's bowling with a urethane ball, not a very soft reactive resin type ball. This is the hard spare ball coming out to shoot that 7-pin. Won't be looking for any hook at all.
Just about clung on to the edge. Did its job, but that's not what he needed, and it's in Troup's hand now to really turn the screw here early with a double.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking. He's made first blood. He wants second blood as well. Let's see if he can double up here. The advantage with him, and already Svensson is saying to teammates, "What have I got to do to get rid of that corner pin, that 7-pin?"
Great opportunity this for Troup to just grab this match by the scruff of the neck, and he's not having any trouble with the corner pins, is he? 2 for 2. No celebrating, no showboating. Back to his chair, on fire.
Yeah, really gets the business done here with this one. Great looking shot. The 10-pin's the last one to go, but it has gone. Very much advantage to Team USA.
And the problem is, for Svensson, that corner pin wasn't just some one-off. There were at least 2, and maybe 3. Certainly 2 that he left in doubles play. And he's left one early here, so all eyes are on that 7-pin in the left-hand corner. It's gone this time.
A little bit higher on the head pin with that shot, which guaranteed the 7-pin tripping out. Just wasn't quite as wide as his previous shots. And there you see, it's a high flush shot. Carries all 10.
So Jesper just has to sit and tuck in now. Not allow the gap to grow much further than this. And just hope that Troup will leave a corner or just have a bad shot. So far though, the flamboyant American is 2 for 2, and you can make that 3 for 3.
He's looking pretty hot. There's no eye contact between these two as Troup marches off and Svensson marches on. It's just another great looking shot.
It's business. It's all business with Troup. This is a point he wants to have, not only for his team but also for himself.
And also for the other two-handed right-handers in the world. Fly the flag for the righties.
Well, whatever adjustments Jesper needed to make, he's made them.
Yeah, it's identical to the previous shot. He's tightened up the line just a little bit. He's coming just a fraction higher on the headpin, and that's making all the difference in the back end with the pin reaction going over to that left-hand side, kicking that 7-pin out.
Now, if you're Jesper Olsen, you are not, of course, thinking about what the other guy is doing. Just do your job and wait for the opportunity and hope that it comes. Long, long way to go. We're through 3 frames, but after 3, Kyle Troup has been as close to flawless as you can get. And there is the slip.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. There was an awful lot of angle in the back end there as the ball snapped up to the pocket. That may be the reason that the 4-pin standing, the 2, 4 and the 7 didn't react properly. So out comes his hard spare ball. He'll go straight at this one. Might be looking for too much hook. Covers it nicely for 19 pins.
Still just slight advantage to Troup because it's up to the Swede now to come up with a strike just to basically assure parity after 4 frames. So this is the moment he's been waiting for.
Yeah, well, he's now got that strike line sorted out, so if he can throw another one here, make it 3 in a row, not only will he level the game up, but he'll be in the ascendancy, I think.
Complete silence here. Got it. Kick that 7-pin out as well. We are back dead level in this one.
When you see the world's best players making adjustments from frame 1 to 2, 3 and 4, which he's done, you see just how good they are. He's made the slightest adjustment, hitting the headpin just a fraction higher, a bit heavier, and that is causing that 7-pin to go out. So he's made the adjustment, he's now locked and loaded. And wouldn't it be great to see him go all the way?
It wouldn't be a surprise to see Kyle Troup get right back on strike. There it is. It wasn't the cleanest pocket hit we've ever heard or seen. There's a little bit of a reaction there from Kyle.
I think he was a little bit annoyed that it didn't flash the pocket, but he's hit it thin and made him spin, and we know what else happens there. And they've all fallen over, so it's got 30 pins. It's got a strike. A little bit of soft shoe shuffle there, a bit of a ballerina on the approach, but we won't mind that.
So anything Troup does, Svensson has to match. Most of these players don't really mind if they're the lead-off guy or the follow-up guy. And look at that. That's that pesky 7 in the corner.
Well, something hit it because it wobbled, but it just didn't go over, did it? Ball's finishing hard. Svensson's urethane ball does not finish. It doesn't snap as hard as the reactive bowling ball. It kind of arcs up to the pocket, but it does hit with some power. And that 4-pin just lays in the gutter there, and the 7-pin stands. Going to go hard and straight across the lane. Right hand side to left. But did that go in the channel?
Me.
I think that was a gutter ball, wasn't it?
That was pretty close to catastrophic. You're talking about a couple of millimetres there. Look at this. Whoa!
Yeah, it's gone, isn't it? It may well have touched it and knocked it, but the ball was in the gutter, and that's what counts. That is a 0. 9 pins only scored.
Wow.
And that is the first single pin we've seen missed in this whole tournament. Well, it was a classic error, really. Hard and straight for a 7-pin, and he's thrown it too wide. It's gone in the channel. Fantastic advantage now for Kyle Troup to double up.
You know he'll want to twist the knife here. Oh no, he's drifted out of the pocket. Well, that was the opportunity to really close the door here. And by the way, we see this one get missed every once in a while as well.
Yeah, great big reaction in the back end there. As I say, it's the 3rd game played on this lane. He's not happy with what he's done. So either didn't get it out quite so far to the right, or his speed was down a little bit. Very makeable spare though.
Yeah, which he's done just about. But instead of just closing the door and having the key in the lock, he's left it slightly ajar here.
Well, there's a chance obviously for Svensson to come back, and but he's going to have to string 2 or 3 strikes, I believe. And Troup's going to have to make an error to let him back in. So it's all in the balance at the moment.
Yeah, but at least he's got that chance, Cass. If that had been a strike from Troup, it would have been pretty much impossible to see any way that Svensson could get back in here. But what will be interesting is to see how he regroups mentally after that gutter ball. And remember, he's had trouble with those corner pins all afternoon. There's more problems with the same pin.
This is almost unbelievable, isn't it? We'd have to see this ball hit the pocket in really super slow-mo to see what's not happening. And there you see the 4-pin is just pushed sideways into the gutter and doesn't bounce off the kickback to take the 7 away.
Speaking of the gutter, we will all be watching this very closely.
Well, that will do. Pretty unfortunate. And with 3 frames to go, there's daylight between them, which is 20 pins. There you go, right. It's 4 frames to go, but there's still 20 pins between them.
So it's not over yet. How Troup would love a strike just to reassert his dominance. He's been the front runner in this one. He's never been trailing. And a strike here keeps him very comfortable, like that.
Are we possibly looking at Jesper Svensson losing his first singles match in the Weber Cup? Last year or this year?
Well, I'll tell you what we are looking at, as much as anything, Cass, a plan from Don Barrett that was certainly a good plan on paper, but is backfiring badly because this is the money man. He's lost in doubles, and remember, it was his 7 pins left on at least 2 occasions that caused a lot of the problems there. But now, having lost in doubles, Svensson is in grave danger of losing in singles, and that is that. That's it.
One would suspect that that's the end of the game, yes. Missed his mark to the right-hand side. Didn't get the ball out at all.
Well, I tell you, somewhere, Sean Rash, the American captain, is watching this and breathing a sigh of relief because Jesper Svensson is proving not only that he's human, he's fallible as well.
Yeah, it's the 4-6 split. More than likely an open frame.
So the man who could do no wrong last night could do very little right here in session 2.
Yes, indeed, it does look as though Jesper Svensson's going out on this one.
Well, the Europeans need to get him back on form. He will now take an extended break as well. Well, I think they've got him up actually in doubles a little bit later on in the session in the all-Swedish partnership with Martin Larsson, so he can't just sit back and mentally refocus. He's got to just get back on it, and quickly. Troup has just made sure this one is over. This is a big point for the Americans.
It's a big point for Kyle Troup, absolutely, yeah. You can see how far left he is on the approach with his feet and how far he throws it right. Fantastic reaction in the back end. Not the perfect pocket hit, but there's so much on that ball, it just mixes them up and swirls them around everywhere.
Now, when you're the only lefty playing as well, you haven't got the hiding place of an excuse to say, oh, the lane condition was an issue, because you're the only guy using that side of the lane.
It's a fair point, Nick. Yes, it is the third game played on this lane, but no one's been over on that left-hand side except Jesper Svensson.
Well, finally, almost apologetically went over then, that 7.
Yeah, it was a little bit of who shot the sheriff. 7-pin was definitely the last to go. I think he accepts the fact that this game is gone. And there you see the 4-pin bounce back out of the gutter and just kick the 7 out. He's really not been getting the pin action reaction that should have been looking for.
No, not at all, because that 7 was very close to staying upright. Well, nothing is wasted, of course, because they will be back on, all of these players. There's no hiding place when you've got a 4-man team. Everybody's got to perform. But Kyle Troup has certainly performed here, and he's doing his average no harm whatsoever here. Remember how well he bowled last night. 278 in a winning effort, 267 in that losing effort to Larsson. Well, he's going to be maintaining his average at over 270.
Yeah, very much one-upmanship over Jesper at this particular time. And no doubt he'll carry that through till later in the tournament. Change of ball there for Svensson. The game's over, so he's tried something slightly different and only taken 8 pins out.
This has been an absolute thrashing. There's no other way to describe it.
7 strikes for Troup out of 9 frames is pretty good bowling. Yeah, and Jesper's only just going to get through the 200 barrier with one frame to go.
No such problems for the always popular Kyle Troup. His last ball of what has been an authoritative performance. And he finishes with a strike. He doesn't showboat, he doesn't celebrate, he doesn't get in his opponent's face, but he knows he's made a real point, having lost to Jesper yesterday. Yeah, that's a smile of a winner. Svensson just wants to forget about this.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle will let him. 277, a fabulous game.
And when it was too late to matter, back in the strike zone. But that was a thumping. There's no other way to describe it. A 53-pin victory for Kyle Troup. The man from North Carolina has gunned down his good mate Jesper Svensson. Their personal duel now stands at 1 apiece. But in the big scheme of things, the American juggernaut is back rolling again. Back-to-back victories have seen them restore their lead. They lead this one 6-4.